Let's transition over to your bit more of your magic career.
Yeah.
What were some of like the more like larger moments that you went through for your magic career?
Well, I mentioned before it started with this magic kit I got for Christmas when I was 8 years old. But my parents noticed that I really liked magic. So they really helped develop that by taking me to magic shows and bringing magic to our house.
Oh, nice.
We had several New Year's Eve parties where they would hire magicians to come perform for all of our friends. And then as a couple times, the magician would come teach me some magic afterwards that I would then practice and show my friends. And so that was kind of a building time. Also, Harry Blackstone Jr., a very famous magician, his dad was also a magician. He lived in Redlands.
Oh, wow.
And his kids went to my elementary school. So he performed at my elementary school a few times.
That's so cool.
There was one time when I was, I don't know how old, maybe I was 9 or 10. I looked up in the phone book Harry Blackstone's Jr.'s address, and I rode my bike to his house. I knocked on the door, so scared, and he answered the door. And I just asked, is there any way you could teach me some magic? I'm, an aspiring magician, and I would love to learn something from you. And he was so nice. And he's like, you know what, we're leaving right now, but come back another time. I'd be happy to. And I never got the guts to ever go back.
Oh my gosh.
He passed away young. He passed away, I think, in his 50s or so, maybe 60s, of some sort of cancer.
Oh,
his wife is still involved in magic, and I've met her.
Okay.
Her name is Gay Blackstone at some magic conventions.
All right, I think you had some photos of it on your website, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so her and I told her my story and kind of got acquainted a little bit, and she's like produces some magic shows here and there. So Harry Blackstone Jr. was definitely a big part of it. Then, because I was so involved in music, I kind of strayed away from magic just because of time. Because I was doing so much. When I was in high school, I marched in the RCC marching band as well as my high school band. Back then, drill wasn't as complicated, so I just, the drum line would kind of move around the 50-yard line mostly. They wouldn't do as much as what we do now. And so I just learned both shows, and I was practicing at night with them and practicing day with my high school, and really busy. But when I was an adult and I had gone through a divorce and I had some time when I didn't have my kids, and this was about 2001, I guess, I started watching magic on TV again, and I ordered some magic videos because I was just like, oh, that looks really cool. Because when I was a kid, it was just a bunch of lame tricks that I would get at the Disneyland Hotel or out of a box or whatever.
Right.
And so when I started learning to actually do sleight of hand, it sent me into a whole new world. And what's great about it is that as a musician, you learn to practice things over and over and over and over again, meticulously. Tiny little parts. And that's exactly what you do for magic too. So I was doing the same thing. So I kind of got addicted to it for a while. I was practicing like 4 hours a night for a while, just studying these videos. And then I'm starting to perform for friends, and I'm introduced to other people that are magicians. And I met this magician, his name's Nathan Gibson. At the time, he was 15 years old. And he was phenomenal. He was so good. He was doing magic in Moreno Valley to Acapulco's for like walk around magic. So I met him, then I met his teacher, I hired his teacher, and eventually became a member of a club here in San Bernardino and tried out for the Academy of Magical Arts, which is the Magic Castle, and became a member there, and it just sort of blossomed from there. So kind of that seed that was planted as a young boy, and then kind of reinventing it when I was in the early 2000s with these videos and meeting other people. Then the next major moment, I think, was with my magic club. I wanted an opportunity for everybody to perform. So I wanted to try and find an organization that had a setting, a theater or something, where we could do a magic show, where we could raise money for our club, and we could raise money for an organization, and then all our club members would get a chance to perform live on the stage. So our first one we did was here in San Bernardino at a women's club, and it was moderately successful. I mean, the show was good. The amount of tickets sold it was okay. And then I got one going with Moore Middle School in Redlands, and then Cope Middle School in Redlands. And so our magic club was doing all these shows 3 times a year. And I thought, I could do this other places too. So that's when I got a couple of my buddies together, and we created this company called Stage Magic Fundraising. And now we do, about 20 shows a year. So enough for me to be as busy as I want to be in that, because I do so many other things.
Right.
And I do some private shows as well. But that kind of moment of creating that magic show fundraiser idea, and then creating my own company where I can now perform regularly. I have another show this Friday at Arcadia High School. And
Nice.
so this time of year, I'm about once a week performing somewhere.
Okay, that's good stuff.
Love it.
And so, and you said that you're incorporating magic into your drum lines you're teaching right now, right?
Yeah, so I teach 2 drum lines here in San Bernardino, and one show is about Bruce Lee and martial arts. Our second show this year, we're doing it all about magic and illusion, and bigger illusions. I do more smaller stuff for myself, but we're doing big illusions, so I built several of them. And yeah, we're doing a magic show. It's really fun.
Oh, that's gonna be great.
Yeah.
Are you guys gonna be at SCPA finals?
We're doing ADLA.
Just ADLA. Okay.
Yeah, the reason for that is well, we won't get into the politics of that.
Of course. I'll make sure to drop by one of the ADLA shows. I want to see that now.
Yeah, you should, man.
Alright, so speaking of magic, I want to see what you think about a few different magic tricks that I found online.
Yeah.
This one I'm sure you've seen this one right here. From the Dark Knight.
Oh, making the knife disappear?
Well, the pencil.
A pencil, that's right.
I thought my jokes were bad.
Give me one reason why I shouldn't have my boy here pull your head off.
How about a magic trick? I'm gonna make this pencil disappear.
He never gets old.
Such a great job. So sad Heath Ledger
Sued, it wasn't cheap.
passed so
You ought to
young.
know.
Exactly,
you ought
and he's such a brilliant actor.
Oh, I know.
And his role in Dark Knight was just next level. Now people see that as the best Joker.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah, I haven't seen the latest one. I hear he did a really good job too.
Mm-hmm. In my opinion, I think Cesar Romero, the original Joker, was the best one. But yeah, Heath Ledger definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely one of the best.
Very dark.
And then there's one other magic trick I wanted to see what you think of. Where'd my master go?
I have a funny story that it reminds me of.
Dog's completely
You'd
bamboozled.
think he could smell.
There you go.
Oh, that's funny.
I love this one. I've
That's so
seen it too
cute.
many times.
So when I was growing up, I spent a lot of time at both of my grandparents' houses, and sometimes it'd be a week, 2 weeks, because my parents would be on the road with their rock band or whatever. And so when I would stay at my grandparents, my dad's parents out in Whittier, they had a really big piece of land. I don't know how much it was. I don't think it was a full acre, but maybe a half acre or something. And it was surrounded by oleanders. And so my dog would be sleeping on the front porch, and so I would sneak out the back door, and I'd go hide somewhere in the yard, and I'd start yelling for my dog. Hey, Bootsy! That's her name. Bootsy, come here, Bootsy! And then, she would finally hear, and she'd be like searching around. It's just like that. And I'd just be real quiet and see if she could find me.
That's always great.
I was an only child, so I had to find ways to entertain myself. That was how I
course.
entertained myself with my dog, Bootsy.
And my sister used to do something similar with our dogs. Or we have this old boat that we don't use anymore in our backyard, and she would climb up into the boat and call for our dogs, and they're running around the boat.
That's just me.
Where did she go? Eventually, one of them figured out how to climb up into the boat.
Well,
and found
good.
her.
That's smart then.
Very, very smart dogs.
Yeah.
Yes, and they're always great. Right. So before we get into this, into your little short magic showcase, we want to do a quick speed run of a handful of questions.
Okay.
First question: what's your most hated music?
Hated music, it'd be like the screamo alternative music.
That's my favorite stuff. And what's a song that you can't stand?
A song that I can't stand. Well, along those same lines, in the middle of it, like in the chorus, shut up! Why don't you listen to me? Shut up! That one.
I know exactly what you're
I
talking
turn
about.
it to the next station because I don't want them yelling at me, telling me to shut up. That's what I get.
That would be Linkin Park.
Okay,
Yes.
that's it.
That
Yep.
was my favorite band.
In
growing up,
fact,
actually.
the rest of that song sounds pretty good, except for that part. To me.
That's just the bridge of that song.
Okay, it's the bridge, alright.
Yeah, let's see. What's your most beloved music?
Well, I kind of, if you like looked at my iTunes, like what's been played the most kind of thing, I kind of like, I don't know what you call it. Like, I love Coldplay, and I love Sting, and Dave Matthews Band.
Oh, nice.
And I guess Dave Matthews Band is a different genre, but I think Sting and Coldplay are very kind of similar. But yeah, there's that easy-going music that has a groove, and it puts me in a good mood.
Oh, definitely. And what would be your favorite song?
Well, favorite song is probably Tom Sawyer by Rush. I think it's any kid. Yeah, I know. Any kid drummer. I mean, every time I hear that, it just brings me back to my childhood of wanting to be a great drum set player.
Definitely, and you can't like not air drum with that song.
Oh man. Yeah. Yes.
It's such a great solo.
And then that 9-lit thing. Yeah.
That's my favorite moment in the entire solo.
Yep.
And if you were stranded on an island and had one record to listen to on loop on the island, what would it be?
You know, I saw that question on your sheet, and I don't know if I could pick one album, but I think anything from Sting, because it has so many different, like every song has these cool grooves in different time signatures that makes it kind of fun and unique and not feel like you get tired of it.
Of course.
Yeah.
And all their stuff's really great.
Oh yeah, I got to see them live from the back. I got like a scalper ticket in San Diego a long time ago. My friends were all going, and I happened to just pair up with them, and they all had tickets together, so I just got a scalper ticket, so I was in my own zone. And Vinny Colaiuta was playing that
I met him
tour.
recently, actually.
Oh man, amazing drummer. And so I got to sit behind the stage watching him the whole time. It was just amazing.
That's great. Seeing his kit.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
He's
something
just
else.
yeah. He's amazing.
Speaking of Vinny, actually, hold up 1 second. I got him to autograph my copy of Saturday Night Fever.
Wow, did he play on that?
Yeah, he played on
really?
he played on a few of the Bee Gees tunes.
Cool.
And so he was doing a master class over at CBU about a month and a half ago.
No,
And
cool.
a friend of mine texted me about it last minute.
Yeah.
And I thought, I have to go.
Yeah.
I knew he played on some of these songs, so I grabbed it as I left home. And we showed up. I sat right front and center, right in front of his kit. Oh my gosh! And he was playing just this tiny 4-piece kit.
Yeah.
Like just this adorable. Like the kick was like 16 inches.
Mm-hmm.
And just hearing him play that and the way he plays it was something else.
I was pretty close to him like that when I was in college. We saw him at some club, little tiny jazz club in LA. I don't even know what the club was. And we were sitting super close and just blew me away. I mean, his rolls between his right hand and his foot just are crazy.
Yeah, something else. Oh my gosh! And his work ethic on playing drums is like like almost akin to that of Kobe Bryant.
I was just gonna say that.
Piece.
Yep.
So can we see some of your magic real quick?
Yeah, I just brought the deck of cards. All right, so you want to see some magic?
Yes, sir.
So this is one of my favorite tricks. First, just make sure they are just normal cards. It's just a regular deck.
Yes, they appear to be
You want to
normal.
memorize the order or anything? All right, Alberto, just you go by a stage name now, don't you?
I'm Beto Joel. Yeah, it's just my
Joel,
It's just
okay.
my nickname followed by my middle name.
All right. Did I force that card on you?
You did not.
Okay. All right. Look at the card. Memorize it. Maybe show it to the camera, not to me. All right. Put it face down. Face up is way too easy, right?
Yes.
Just gonna mix up the cards just a little bit here, and give it a cut, something like that. I'm not sure exactly where your card is, but I think it's somewhere near the top half.
Okay.
Okay, so you hold on to the bottom half.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna take the top 5 cards off. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now don't tell me if you see your card. Just notice if one of these 5 is yours.
Okay.
All right, so I've got the Ace of Spades, the 10 of Spades, the 7 of Diamonds, the Ace of Diamonds, and the Joker. Did you see your card?
Yes, I did.
Great. Hold on to the rest of the cards. All right, so I've got 5 cards here. 1, 2, 3. My hands are slippery. 4 and 5. I get a little snap. Did you hear that?
Yes.
Makes your card jump to the top and become invisible. I turn it upside down and push it right there because look, now I only have 4 cards. What was your card?
The 10 of Spades.
10 of Spades. And you saw it, correct? Is it here anymore?
It is not.
Nothing in my hands. All I do is I say my magic word. My magic word is flammadiddle. I snap my fingers and my magic word makes your card jump. Fill the pack just like that. Thank you.
That's good stuff. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Mr.
Of course,
Locke.
man. Yeah, good to see you. Good luck with all this.
Thank you. And I remember the first time I helped you in a magic trick.
Oh, did you? You remember what it was?
You're at Palm Elementary,
Uh-huh.
and this trick like where you tear up a card.
Oh, okay.
And then the card comes back into my hand or something, and then the card comes back together in one piece, except with one corner ripped off.
Right. Yes.
And I still have that card in my
Do you
bedroom.
really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
I tried looking for it, but I couldn't find it.
Oh.
But I know I have it in a drawer somewhere.
I haven't done that trick in a while, but I love that trick. That's a great trick.
No, that's probably one of the moments I think of whenever I think of you.
Oh, that's cool. Right on.
Yeah, one of my earliest memories with being in your ensembles and being around you.
Yeah. Cool. Well, that's a good memory.
Okay, so thank you so much, Mr.
All right.
Locke.
Thank you.
I hope you have a good one.
All right. You too.
Hello, friends. Thanks for... Hello, friends. Thanks for watching this third and final part to my interview with Mr. Paul Locke. It was really cool to sit down and have this intellectual conversation with my very first drum teacher and learn about different aspects of his journey that I never even knew existed. That magic trick at the end of the video really bamboozled me. And I was watching his hands so closely, yet I don't know what happened, to be completely frank. And he just bamboozled again. Because he bamboozled me before in another magic trick of a few years back. Special thanks to my sister Allie for helping direct this interview and being behind the cameras for me. You can follow her on Instagram at royalarts20 and find some of her crafts that she's selling to help her afford dental school next year. Or you can also follow me on Instagram at thestarvingartist001. If you enjoyed what you saw today, feel free to like this video and subscribe to my channel. And I already have another interview recorded and is already being worked on. And I have another couple solo music projects coming up, so I'm really stoked to finally work on those. Or, if you didn't like this video, just close it now. Don't like or subscribe. Don't hit that notification bell. And you know what teacher says. Every time a bell rings, an artist gets the munchies. And I just opened up my last quarantine snack. I don't know if I'll be able to make it through the quarantine. I'm already so low on snacks. Please, send snacks. But stay home if you're sick. Or come over if you're thick. Oh, that was so bad. Now if you'll excuse me, some friends of mine just called me to do a online virtual birthday party. So I'll be stoked to see how that goes. Yeah. Anyways, I'll see you all in the next video. So stay safe and peace out.